Not a bad old view from the back of the van, is it? Lovely, away from everything and everyone. Just how I like it. So a lovely Monday morning job, painting the outside of a house, down the end of a tiny country lane, which just backs onto all these beautiful fields I just showed you. I think the weather's going to be not too bad. It's about 15 minutes from my house, so what more could you ask from a bit of work, eh? Better than being stuck in an office somewhere, listening to people eat sandwiches and chomp their food and all the other annoying things that go with being around other people for too long. I think doing this job for so many years, just working on my own, I've become quite insular and I've got a lot of tolerance for any other people really. Just about got enough tolerance for me, let alone other people. So this is just perfect for set me off for another couple of weeks. I've got other bits in between. So I'll film what I can, but I don't know how many of you want to watch me paint the front of a house, but I'll try and get some footage of it. But I just thought I'd show you this because it's a feel-good factor. It certainly is. I'll turn you around again just so you can have another little look. There it is. And it doesn't look as good through this camera as what it does to my eyes. It just goes on and on. Look. There's nothing really. The house I'm working in is over there. And other than that, it's just a few bits and pieces down there. Actually, I did paint the house, that one there. I painted that house before I started doing YouTube, so that's a house I painted. And this is the neighbour's house, so yeah. So I've been on the grinder on this, just go along this crack with a grinder either side of it. Take that crack completely out, and you can see it's got moss growing out of the crack now, so there's obviously water getting in there. So I didn't just want to sort of do a bit of a patch up job and just rake the crack out, so I've gone about sort of an inch either side of the crack, and then I'll chop it all out and give it a proper feel really. Some of the smaller cracks I've just literally run the grinder blade down it on this little apex up here. Got me a new scaffolding set up as well with a couple of boards, as you can see there. It's a little godsend, that scaffold actually. About 350 quid, but it really stays me keep hiring things out really. And it stops you sort of getting ladders up into ridiculous positions. I hope won't get too lazy that I won't want to set it up. But anyway, so I'm just up here really, giving this fascias a bit of a wash down as well. Just try and tidy it up. I'm going to give all the wall a scrub down with like a wire stiff brush before I paint it. I was going to jet wash it all, but it's just too much aggro really, jet washing it. Round the back I'll probably jet wash because I'm having a load of work done around there. We're having a patio laid as we speak. So yeah, there's quite a bit to get on with up here. And a lot of it looks a lot more rough when you get up top. When you look at these jobs and you price them, you can't really see what's going on up there. But when you get close, you can see it's bad. But actually, they are having all the gutter changed on this job. So I would imagine whoever's doing the gutters is going to sort out this fascia, or even just put like a cover trim on it. Because they've had the plastic covering it, but they've missed that bit. But anyway, yeah, so I shall just shut up and let you see what's going on. So again, more stuff I'm finding on the way now. This gutter is obviously blocked down this end. It's dropped. Now, whoever's done it's put a silly little bit from there to there. And that's never been propped up, so it's dropping. So I'll do something with it, even if I just whack a screw through that and then clear it out. And then you've got this bit of gutter that's living in no man's land here. Goes down there. So I'll see if they want that cut off there and put that cap on the end. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I have no idea what that's doing. It looks like it could have been for... No, there's a valley there. It doesn't go all the way to the valley. And there's no gutter. Looks like they've got roofers here anyway. Not... Some ridge tiles been put on, so I don't want to interfere, but what I don't want is once I've painted it and you have a downfall, you're going to get all this crap running down my new walls. So I'll see. I'll talk to the customer and see if they've got this gutter on the list for other people to do. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Right, get that in there. Right, I know it's a bit of a bodge, but it's better than no clip, isn't it? Lift that right up, that's it, the water's going down already. Just could do with that up there, couldn't it? But, I'll see if I can stick one in the wall through there. I think that might help. Right, I'm back at home now. I didn't film too much of that. It was really warm today. That breeze was blowing, but look, I've got the old beach face. Anyway, so that house is I've got to do back and front. I think I just said I'm doing the front in the video, but I'm doing back and front. And it's all going in. It's funny, really. They give me this Dulux colour. Vanilla Mist 1, because there's a Vanilla Mist 1, 2, 3. When you start painting on, it's just white. You could have just, I've had to go and get 10 litres of paint mixed at Brewers of a Weather Shield in Vanilla Mist 1, and I honestly could have just gone and got a white off the shelf. So what I could have got off the shelf for 30 quid, I've paid about 85 quid for in Brewers. But, you know, people don't like asking for white, do they? They want Vanilla Mist 1. But anyway, so I chopped all that out, chopped quite a big bit of cracks out. I went right in with some of them. I went about sort of 2 inches and then got right to the heart of the crack. And what I'm going to do, instead of just, because it's going to be painted white, I don't want to fill it with render because then you've got to try and cover up grey. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but I can't see why it would be wrong. I've got 3/4 of a bag of like a polar white K-Rend left over. So the deeper, see that's going to obviously dry pure white. So the deeper ones I'm going to fill with that. And then I've bought a box of the 2-Pray exterior filler, but the white one, just to face it up with. Because I didn't realise you could get white exterior filler, because it always seems, whenever you just go and buy it, it's always grey. But the 2-Pray do a white. I suppose any of you that would know, when you're doing outside work and you're filling it with a grey exterior filler, it's very rare that you're painting the outside of that property in a colour that's as dark as that grey, and it half takes some covering. So anyway, I looked online and yeah, they do a white one. It's about another £5 expensive than the normal grey one, but it should cover easy. I don't want to be putting like 3-4 coats onto this stuff once it's filled. So anyway, that's the plan tomorrow. Get the deep chase, all the deep stuff filled in with a bit of K-Rend, and then face it up with that. But what I did buy myself is, and I've resisted buying one of these for so long because I'm not keen on the sort of like ergonomic look of them really, but I bought myself a cordless one of these, about 110 quid. Now I popped out yesterday and did a couple of jobs. Yesterday was Sunday. I had someone ring me up with an emergency lock change. And I'm not a locksmith at all, but I'm fairly handy in a lot of things. So I went and did that, just charged them 50 quid. And then I had to go down, because I've got a set of ladders, I had to go down to a job for a heating engineer and literally get a vent cover, like a cap end, put my ladders up and put it on the outside of a pipe, meaning 50 quid for that. So that's me 100 quid. So I thought, you know what? It's a couple of hours on a Sunday. It's bought me a sander now. Because I don't know, I've got the other Makita sand. I've got the 241 of this. But the lead that comes with it is ridiculously short. Even when it's plugged in, if I'm in the house and it's plugged into my Festool sanding machine, you still can't reach a normal 2.4 ceiling with it. The lead's too short into the machine. I've got a DeWalt one as well, like a square quarter pad one. And the lead on that's about 3 meters long. It's perfect. But for some reason the Makita one isn't. And sometimes, instead of getting a sander out, because that lead's too short, I don't get a sander out, and I think, do you know what, I'll just do it by hand. So anyway, I think sometimes it stops you from doing as good a job as you can, because you can't be bothered to start getting sanders out and plugging them in, especially if you're not near a power. So anyway, I've resisted, and I bought one of these. I'll open it now in front of you lot, in front of you guys. Another toy. I spent quite a bit on sanding things lately. I bought a little like a handheld one, like a bit like a little Merca thing. Like a handheld one that just plugs into the little hose, which then attaches to the Hoover. I've got the long one, the Merca Handy Kit, but this was more like a little grippy one, but that big, looked quite cute really. So bought one of them and a load of sanding pads to go with it. Oh, it comes with one of them. Comes with its own little dust bag, which is alright, I suppose. And that's a sander here. But the reason I've never wanted one, I don't like it. I don't like this. It's so high. Look. That's a pig of a thing to use. You're really high up on that when you're trying to sand. Now you might be thinking, why has this idiot bought something he didn't want and doesn't like? Well, the reason for that is obviously I've got a load of Makita batteries already, so that's the reason I bought the Makita one. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have chosen that one. Anyway, back to the video. You know, a lot of the good ones are really low, aren't they? They've got a really low profile, and you just sort of keep your hand on. They've got a little button on the top which you push down, which turns it on. But anyway, so let's stick a battery in it. I mean, it's got to have a battery in it. Yeah, it's like a brick. Look, it's like a breeze block. I mean, that is some sander. But I just thought for that outside work, if I'm doing a load of filling, there's no outside plug on the front of that house either. There's probably some around the back, but that'd be a hell of a long way to get your extension lead round. And the people are busy, and I don't want to start trailing leads out the windows and things like that there for dust. So anyway, that's the plan. So how does this work? On, off. Alright, it's got 3 little speeds on it. 1, 2, 3. Turn that, it goes on. Turn that, it goes off. So anyway, that should, once I've done all my filling up there, if my arm can lift it, I feel like Jeff Capes. Look. Is it Jeff Capes? Dudley Thompson? I nearly pushed that into my fluorescent tube then. Can you imagine that? But anyway, so that should get me sanding down properly up there now. And there's no excuse not to sand stuff, because when you use your hand, you know what it's like. You can be a bit lazy with it. So I've done that. I bought a load of sanding pads for it. So that's a new little treat. But do you know what? Enough weigh some. I suppose it's meant to be on the deck, isn't it? Like doing woodwork and stuff like that. But I suppose it'd come in handy for some decorating. But anyway, I will try and film what I can tomorrow of me doing a little bit of filling and stuff there. It's a lovely little job actually. And I'll put something else out tomorrow. Anyway, some more plastering is coming up in the pipeline. Loads of stuff happening, but this was like a little bit of an emergency job. I think that the decorator that was going to do this outside had sort of let them down. And they asked their neighbour who did theirs, and obviously it was me. So they rang me up, and in a bit of desperation. So I'm sort of almost squeezing this job in for them, really. So yeah, it's nothing. I didn't really want the job, but I thought, well, you know, it's another contact. It's a nice little job. It's only up the road. Anyway, too much waffle. I'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Have a good evening all.